Then we get the DX band play Triple H to the ring. Darn sight more capable than they did with the old national anthem and America the Beautiful. We then see some footage of Raw where Chyna attacked Owen Hart's leg and helped Triple H win the European title from him in the first place. We then have Sergeant Slaughter insist that Chyna is handcuffed to him, which I think might be an abuse of power, to be perfectly honest with you, to prevent her getting involved in this match, while she is reluctant to do so and gets in his face until Slaughter puts the handcuffs on her without her knowing. This is all before Triple H's defense of the European title against Owen Hart, an 11.5-minute match, which ends when Chyna throws powder into Sergeant Slaughter's eyes, then hits Owen with a low blow, allowing Triple H to hit a pedigree and pin Owen Hart to retain the belt. Stephen.
I thought the DX band's instrumental version of their theme was great. I really liked it. I found myself sort of nodding my head, tapping my feet. It was really good. Talking about themes, Owen Hart's 1998 theme was so bad. I just felt sorry for him. It was just shockingly bad. I thought this was a bit of a slow burner, but it got better and better. In the closing stages, the crowd were really into the near falls and Owen going for the sharpshooter. And I thought it was enjoyable. And even the screwy finish didn't worry me too much. And I tell you what, I really loved, and as did the Boston crowd, Chyna destroying Sergeant Slaughter afterwards. And Lawler said that he thought that Slaughter had said something dirty to her, and that's why she beat him up, which is amazing as well. I think Jim Ross defended him. But yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I don't remember thinking at the time that I think I probably thought at 16, Owen should have just won this, blah, blah, blah. I love Brett. But yeah, so I enjoyed this. I thought it was just good.
What did you think, Matt?
Yeah, this was actually pretty good. I almost forgot that it was actually for the European Championship. I'm not sure how you guys feel about it, but I got to be honest, I've never been fond of the European title. From my memories of it, it always comes across as quite jabronified. So whenever I see the European title, I am a bit like, ugh. But like I said, I forgot that it was for that. But match-wise, it was actually pretty good. I mean, it was obvious they were trying to, to build something with, Chyna getting involved at the end, which she eventually did, with the classic powder in the eyes spot, which, God, don't promoters just love that powder to the eyes spot? Yeah, this was pretty good. Both guys worked quite hard, and I think, particularly over the last couple of shows, like I've seen, certainly seen some of Triple H's really early stuff. It's really interesting to see him, basically to wrestle a hell of a lot more. I say more than he's done, and just, try different. I mean, obviously he was trying to sort of find himself as a character, I suppose. So, try different things, and then to see him do stuff like, I couldn't tell you the last time I saw Triple H hit a powerbomb, but he did in this. I was like, oh, okay, that was something different. So that was cool. Owen, again, great as usual. And what I said earlier on, JR being great on commentary, this match in particular, I don't necessarily have like any sort of specific quotes to pick out, but just, passion-wise, my God, you could really tell that JR's a guy who loves his job, and it really came through on this one. So this was good. Enjoyed it.
So first of all, on the European title, I think that the key thing about that was that it was supposed to be a vehicle for Davey Boy Smith. That was basically what it was going to be. Bulldog was the first champion, beat Owen Hart in a tournament in Germany, and then lost the title at one night only, which was a UK exclusive pay-per-view, the first exclusive UK pay-per-view. And the idea was at one point for Davey Boy Smith to win it back at the UK pay-per-view in 1998. But, of course, that didn't happen because Davey Boy left with Brett at Survivor Series 97, and that's when the European title became basically just a prop. And then also Vince Russo's booking didn't help, because Vince Russo doesn't really think of titles as being something to protect the prestige of, so it just became more and more silly.
Also, that second show didn't air on pay-per-view in the end either.
No, Mayhem in Manchester. Yeah. Just a glorified house show in the end, where The Undertaker wore his street clothes because he forgot or didn't have his costume with him. The match itself, agree, I think it starts very slowly, builds well. I just think it maybe built a little too slowly for my taste. Just took a little bit of time to get going. But when it did get going, it was good. Crowd were invested, and I thought it was a decent match. I still, though, even at this point, don't see Triple H as any kind of having a chance of being a main event guy. Just does not at all do anything for me at this point in his career. And I still think Chyna is the main reason anyone gives a damn about him at this point. Chyna was genuinely a standout, very interesting, very different, very, very big part, I think, of an overlooked part of WWF's overall success during this year, because she just offered something that we hadn't seen before, and just was just a really interesting act. And for me, Triple H wasn't, and Triple H at this point still just no chance. Just did not look like a main event guy at all for the WWF.
No, I'd agree. I didn't really see much, though it was the same year, and a lot of this stuff feels like it's far more spaced out than it was. So obviously, in a fairly short amount of time, Triple H would be the legit number 2 babyface in the promotion as the head of DX. And actually, it was only really in the autumn period after he beat The Rock in the ladder match at SummerSlam '98 that I could kind of see it then. And you wondered whether in '99 whether he was going to get kind of involved in the world title picture before he actually turned. But yeah, at this point, no way did I think there was any particularly significant upside in this guy at all.
I don't think he really made it there until his matches with Mick Foley in the early 2000s. Yeah. That was when he really kind of suddenly, oh, hang on, maybe he really is. Maybe he can do this. Maybe he can actually be in this position. But until then, no, I'm not having it at all.
I think the heel turn obviously was the right thing for him to do. But I actually think directly after the heel turn, that knocked him down quite a bit, I thought, actually, in a weird sort of way, because he went from a very popular babyface to a heel that people I didn't think really bought into until the series you said, Ben, with Cactus Jack and Mankind.